Hello, and welcome to my beginner's guide to Ammoracking in Post Scriptum. Ammoracking, for those of you who don't know it yet, is killing a tank in one shot. This has become even more important because of the recent change to AT weaponry, having a maximum of 2 rounds each. I love tank hunting, but it's not all too easy in Post Scriptum if you don't know how to ammorack a tank. And after having lost several virtual lives trying to destroy those metal beasts, I decided to go on training and find out where to hit in order to ammorack a tank. For this I used a pretty well-known armor viewer from desu.mo, of which a link is in the description. You might see this video as the in-game translation of the armor viewer. This video is not about how to use the Piat, the bazooka, the Panzerfaust or the Panzerschreck the best way possible, even though I use all of these weapons. It's only about where to hit the tank for an ammorack. I chose to do this for the 1944 tanks only, because ammoracking is more common on those tanks and because most maps in-game feature these tanks. So here we go. We start with the lighter tanks, moving on to the heavies per faction, Axis first and then allies. Here's the Panzer III. You can hit the Panzer III the best way below the top wheels and above the road wheels. There are several places where you can ammorack it, in the back and in the front of the flank. I will do the ammoracking from both sides on each tank, and each tank is freshly spawned with 100% hit points. So remember to the ammoracking the Panzer III, just go from the hatch on the turret to just above the road wheels, or on the back side of the turret, also just above the road wheels. There we go. On to the Jagdpanzer IV. It's a pretty easy destroyable vehicle. Just aim for the cross and you're good to go. The ammoracking of the Jagdpanzer is the same as the Panzer IV because it's the same chassis. Then the Panzer IV, which is a pretty easy tank to ammorack actually, because it has several places where you can ammorack it. It's above the tracks, it's in the front, in the center and in the back. There are several spots where you can ammorack the Panzer IV. I'll do it with the front one first. And on the other side of the Panzer IV there's this neat little cross, which is so nice of the Germans to paint it on the tank because it makes ammoracking so much easier. As you might see, ammoracking is best done on stationary tanks from the flanks, so don't try to go around it, just move to the flank. Okay, the Panther. The Panther is a bit harder than the Panzer IV, but still not very hard. You can still use the little cross, you just have to aim a little bit behind it. Not on the cross, but a little bit behind it. On the other side of the Panther, you can also ammorack it pretty easily, and also in different places. You can also ammorack it in the center, as I'm showing here, and a bit in the back, on the back of the turret, just below it, on the side armor plates. But well, I prefer the cross because it's so easy to spot, even from a distance. On the other side of the Panther, you can do the hatch trick again. So just aim for the hatch, aim a bit lower, just go to the side armor plates from the hatch in a straight line vertically and ammorack the Panther. The Tiger, the heavier tank of the Germans, also has a nice cross. And just as with the Panther, you aim just behind it, and when you fire, you will see that even this heavy beast will go up in one shot. So the other side of the Tiger also has this nice cross, and here it is almost the same. It's a bit below the cross. It's like a beam inside the Tiger, a horizontal beam, which make ammoracking quite easy actually. The Stug is the same as the Panzer III. It's in the side armor, above the road wheels and below the tracks. It's not surprising because the Stug is based on the Panzer III. The chassis is the same. So if you remember the places for the Panzer III, you can also remember those for the Stuart, because they are exactly in the same spot. Above the road wheels, below the top wheels, and you can also aim a bit more in the front, as I'm showing here. And then the Stug will go to tank heaven. The heaviest tank of the German arsenal is of course the King Tiger, and that's not all too easy to Ammorrack because there's not a very conspicuous spot. But if you remember that it has those tools strapped on, then you aim just in front of them. I tried to Ammorrack the King Tiger from the other side, but I couldn't find the sweet spot. Okay, on to the Allied tanks. The Sherman is actually a pretty sturdy tank, and it's not all too easy to Ammorrack it, but if you aim at the middle set of the road wheels, then your Panzerfaust will penetrate it and the tank will go up. On the other side you can use the star, and just like the cross, the star is very easy to see, and if you aim a little bit behind it, the Sherman will be gone. So, on to the next tank, which is the Firefly, which is actually easier to Ammorrack because it has in front of the star a nice patch of metal sticking out of the tank, and you can Ammorrack it on there. The other side of the Firefly actually has two of those patches, and the Ammorrack spot is different there. But you can try it as shown in this video. In the front of the star and also in the back of the star. But, well, as you can see, the front is a secure spot. The Churchill is one of the hardest ones to Ammorrack. There's no conspicuous spot. Just pause the video in this place if you want to remember it, because it's really hard in my experience. It's on the black cable spanning from left to right. Same thing on the other side with the Churchill. Just aim a little bit behind that square hatch which is below the black cable. But I must say I have tried this a lot of times to get this right. The Churchill is a really tough tank to Ammorrack successfully. The Cromwell is a bit easier if you know where to aim. It's just the middle road wheel. Just remember, put the middle road wheel in your sight and the Cromwell will be dead. On the other side, it's actually the very same thing. You just aim for the middle road wheel, and if you do that successfully, then the Cromwell will be gone. So then the Stuart tank, it has also a nice painting which you can use for aiming. Just aim a little bit below that mark, that white thing, the 23 it is actually, and if you can use that on both sides of the tank. Just aim a little bit below it and the Stuart will be gone. Of course the Stuart is a pretty light tank, so that's not too hard either. The star on the M10 is also nice and tidy. You can use it for aiming just as you used the star at the Sherman, but this time you have to aim below the star and not behind it. So a bit below the star, and there we go. M10 will be gone. You might notice in the armor viewer that the M10 does not have the Ammorrack info, but here you go. You can Ammorrack it if you use this trick. Then the Hellcat, it's almost the same. It's in the middle, but the star is on a different location on the Hellcat, so you have to be a bit more creative here. If you take the 4 wheels that are above the road wheels, then just pick the 3rd wheel and you'll be fine. You can also just aim below the star. On the other side, there's a pretty huge Ammorrack box in the Hellcat to use to your advantage. Then as a little bonus, I tried to Ammorrack the Chaffee. I tried to use the star, I tried to fire at the road wheels, and I actually couldn't make it. The most successful shot I had on the Chaffee, the one which did the most damage, was this one on the back. But as you can see, it's not an Ammorrack. So if you have any suggestions to kill the Chaffee in one shot, please post them in the comments. Okay, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you even learned something. If you have any remarks, suggestions or questions, please post them in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.